push people and cut people off and be intolerant just because you now have standards. Accepting yourself in all seasons. Do that for yourself. You deserve that. Hi my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Etienne Brooks, and if this is your first time, hi there, welcome to the family. On this channel we do have a wonderful time, and so I always say stay subscribed to the channel, like the video, comment, share to your friends and family, and let us grow this community together. Thank you so much guys for the support so far. It really means a lot to me. In today's video, we will be talking about self-love. What does it really look like? What is self-love? What is self-love? How do you actually love yourself, or how do you know that you love yourself? In very simple terms, self-love means having high regard for yourself. It means not settling. It means not pleasing people or not doing things at the detriment of your own well-being. It means putting yourself in a position where you are okay, you take care of yourself, you're intentional about yourself. That's what self-love really is. I'm going to be sharing 5 ways in which you can love yourself, tips that can help you love yourself better, or if you do not think you love yourself enough, I feel like you should incorporate these few tips that I have to share with you in today's video. So number 1 tip will be talking to yourself and about yourself with love. So there was a time in my life, I think that was like 2018 or so, and I was sitting in front of my therapist at the time, and she asked me to name things I loved about myself. I couldn't even name up to 5 things, but there was a column for things I didn't like about myself. And honestly speaking, I would name a lot of things. I would demonize myself. I would see things that were not even what it was. I would dramatize, and I would try to make sure that there's a problem so that it doesn't look like, you know, I'm proud, you know. I was just trying to not talk so highly of myself and stuff like that. And it was really weird because, like, thinking about that incident now, I look at how much I wasn't in love with myself. When you don't talk to yourself or talk about yourself in love, it could take certain forms, like, you know, when someone compliments you, you kind of dismiss or you downplay the compliments because in your head you're trying not to be so proud, you're trying not to be too much, and so you just downplay it. And someone tells you, oh, your dress is nice, so like, oh, I beg you, you know, you tell the person the price so that you look humble, so that you seem humble, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how many of us here has had that, but I've been there, and it was actually very funny. And I have learned that doing that to myself doesn't make me appear more desirable. As a matter of fact, I am supposed to talk about myself. I'm supposed to talk to myself with love. My tone should be that of love. My tone should be that of care, kindness, and self-compassion. So yeah, that's it for the first tip, and let's move over to the next tip: setting healthy boundaries. In fact, I feel like I'm going to do a whole video on this: setting boundaries, healthy boundaries, emphasis on healthy boundaries. And I'm not saying that you should push people and cut people off and be intolerant just because you now have standards, you know. But what I mean is saying no when necessary, looking out for yourself a lot more, not engaging in activities that are obviously draining just because you're trying to please someone else, or not letting people talk to you or speak to you in a tone or in a way that you do not like just because you're trying to get something from them. You know, that shows that you do not have respect for yourself. It shows that you don't love yourself enough. And this is not me trying to throw shade at anyone. To be honest, like, to be very clear with you, I feel like self-love is something that I've actually struggled with for the longest time. Till today, I'm still learning how to love myself. I'm still learning how to care about myself, how to look out for myself, because I have so much love inside of me, but I don't know, for some reason I tend to give that love to someone else, and just, you know, somehow I just, top of my head, I feel like, oh, if I give it to someone else, maybe I'd feel more love for myself, which is actually a weird way to think about it. But I know that this is something that I do sometimes, and I'm learning to do that, and I'm hoping that you learn to set healthy boundaries for yourself. Say no if you have to. You know, don't stretch yourself beyond what you can actually do and what you're actually comfortable doing. So whatever you do, even if you have to go extra mile for someone, ensure that you're comfortable doing that and that you're okay doing that thing for that person. The next tip I have here with me is forgiving yourself. Whew, this is actually a lot because it's like I'm calling myself out. So you know how it's easy to forgive a loved one, to forgive family, to forgive people that have hurt you, or to let go things people do and you overlook things, you still treat them with kindness, you give them benefit of doubt, you make excuses for them, you don't try to demonize them, you let go what they do because you love them and you accept them. You analyze things in your head and you're like, oh, maybe the person didn't mean it that way, or you accept apologies from them so easily. Do that for yourself. You deserve that. Whatever it is that you haven't done right in the past, it's in the past. Whatever it is that you were not able to do right, forgive yourself and do better next time. You have an opportunity to do better next time. The same way you forgive people, the same way you extend that grace that you have to people out there, show it to yourself. Come back home to yourself. Show that love to yourself. Be that person for yourself. Love yourself. And I mean, this video is about loving yourself. Forgive yourself. I want you to sit with yourself and tell yourself, I forgive you for the things you were not able to do, for the person that you hurt, for the times where you messed up, for the times where you allowed people to treat you badly, for the times where you did not know your worth, for the times where you let people walk over you. Forgive yourself. Extend the same grace you extend to people that are not even worth it half the time. Extend that grace to yourself. You deserve it much more than anyone else. If you do not feel yourself, if you do not nourish yourself, you will be pouring from an empty cup until it is completely dry and you have nothing left for yourself. Self-love is about accepting yourself in all seasons, the good, the bad, the ugly, the horrible, the amazing, the wonderful. Accepting yourself in all seasons. This is something I find it very difficult to do because I don't know, and I'm not perfect, but for some reason there's a part of my head that seems to be obsessed about perfection. So when I do not do something right, or when I fall short of my own standards, I hold myself, I blame myself, I beat myself up. And that's something I wouldn't do to someone else. Like, I would not do that to a friend, and I find myself doing that to myself. And time again, I've had to snap out of it, telling myself, you know what, if I could forgive this person, I have so many people in my life that are not even perfect and I love them. Why can't I love myself in my imperfection? Why can't you love yourself in your imperfections? You deserve it. Everyone is flawed. You are flawed and flawed, and you deserve that love. When you fall short, forgive yourself. Pick yourself up. Try again next time. Do better. That's the least you can do. Another tip that I have here is take breaks, rest, sleep, relax, declutter your mind. Have a quiet time for yourself. I would never get it how people are able to always have people around them. I would never understand. Like, why do you always have people around you? When do you get to have your quiet time? When do you get to sit with yourself? When do you get to relax? My next and very last point would be keep your word. Now, this is something that I learned one time. I think I was surfing the internet, and I realized that there's something that most self-love preachers do not talk about is keeping to your word. So you went through something, or you did something in the past, or you allowed people to treat you anyhow, or you used to be a people pleaser, and then you're trying to work your way out of those things, and you've made certain promises to yourself. Oh, I'm never going to allow that happen. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Now, I'm not saying that you have control of everything, but I'm very certain there are certain things you have control over. And for those things that you have control over, if you've spoken and you've told yourself, I'm not going to let that person treat me badly again. I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. If this happens, this is what I'm going to do next time. Do it. Keep to your word. When you are able to have a track record of keeping to your word, honestly, you feel so much better about yourself. Understand that you are an authority in your life. You are the main character of your life. After God, it's you. Anything that has to do with you, you are the one, you are the voice over your life. And so if you say, I'm going to do this, do it. If you say, I'm not going to do that anymore, don't do that. If you say, I'm not going to say, or I'm not going to talk to that person because that person disrespects me, keep to your word. Do not entertain those people. This is something, I'm saying it so strongly because I want to hear myself say these things to myself, because I need to wake up and begin to do these things for myself and feel better about myself. So guys, that is the end of today's video. I know that I haven't exhausted all the points or all the ways that you can love yourself, and that is why you have the comment section. Please drop a comment, share with us the ways you're loving yourself this year, especially this month, because this month is going to be hot, it's going to choke, everybody's going to be lovey-dovey and you're going to be alone. So what are you going to do? Just let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.